You only have 24 hours in Vienna? No problem. In this episode, we're giving you the perfect one-day itinerary to explore Austria's stunning capital, Vienna. Iconic landmarks, must-try eats, and one thing that you might want to skip if you're visiting on a weekday.
Unfortunately, we all agree that you probably should skip it.
Don't do it.
If you're new here, hi. We're Emma, Jack, and Poppy, and we're all about helping you get out and live a little. From St. Stephen's Cathedral to Belvedere Palace and beyond, let's make the most out of Vienna in just one day. After finishing our time up in Amsterdam, we made it over to Vienna. Now let's get out of this amazing hotel room, which we'll show you a sneak peek of later on in the episode, and go and explore this absolutely beautiful, beautiful city. Okay, so if you have 24 hours in Vienna, we're gonna do a little episode of just some stuff that you can do in 24 hours. For us, it will be 2 days. You'll see 2 different outfits for all of us, but that's just because we're mixing in some Christmas markets and we have a little one who needs to take a nap. So first thing you're gonna do is what we're doing right now. We're gonna head over to, it's called Cafe Central. It is a coffee shop. The coffee culture here in Vienna is very big, and this one is the one to go to if you're gonna just pick one. It is absolutely beautiful inside. I think we're just gonna get a snack and some coffee. We kind of had a light breakfast already this morning, so let's go. I'll give you a peek at what it looks like inside when we get there. The one reason why I say to go first thing in the morning is because the lines for this get very, very long. We walked by last night and it was probably like 5 o'clock in the afternoon and it was a decently long line. We'll see what it is this morning, but let's go. By the time we got there, there was a decent line already forming. We got right on the line, and I will say the line did move, so even though it did take some time, it wasn't too long of a wait. Cafe Central is a famous traditional cafe with over 140 years of history. It first opened its doors in 1876 and was a popular meeting place for some very famous artists, writers, as well as politicians and scientists. It is one of the city's oldest coffee houses, and the coffee culture in Vienna is very important. You basically just have to experience it for yourself if you're here. This is a great place to grab a Viennese coffee, food, and pastries. You won't get a pot of coffee or a frappuccino, but you will get a glass of water with your coffee. So it's absolutely beautiful in here, and I just got a cappuccino and a Venetian warm chocolate cake, and that has whipped cream. An ice cream for you? You just want the whipped cream? Okay, that's okay. And Dada did a croissant and a wine. So let's enjoy. It is stunning in here. The line looked really, really long, and somebody went up to ask how long it should take, and they told them 40 minutes. It took us like 25, maybe 30 minutes, so it definitely wasn't too long. It moved decently fast, considering that it is a restaurant, so it's definitely worth the wait if you have the time to wait, and it's beautiful in here. Even if you just come in for a cup of coffee and a pastry like we're doing, but you can get a full meal if you did want like a full breakfast or lunch. So I did the Venetian warm chocolate cake with ice cream and whipped cream. It looks delicious.
I did a croissant.
Okay, so now either before or after, depending on what time you're starting the day, at 10 a.m. there is I think it's called the Spanish Horse Training Show or something.
Riding School Training Show.
Wait, one more time?
It's at the Spanish Riding School, and it's the 10 a.m. training.
So that's what we're going to do right now. It is about 5 to 8 minutes, depending on the exact entrance, from Cafe Central, so you can easily do both, one right after another. Cafe Central opens at 8 a.m. so if you can get there early, you can do that and then head over, or you can do the horses and then head over to Cafe Central. Let's go do the horsies. Okay, so we just finished up the horse thing. I think I would suggest that if you were here on a weekend, if you were here during a weekday, unfortunately we all agree that you probably should skip it. I would skip it if it's a weekday because then it's just the training. And granted, it wasn't horrible, but it was a little long and drawn out and boring. It lasted a whole hour. They kind of just run around in the rink. You see the younger ones and the older ones. The older ones do a little bit more cool stuff. Some interesting facts though is that this is the oldest equestrian school in the world, so that's pretty darn cool to say you've seen it. It is absolutely beautiful inside, and if you are one of the horse riders there, it is a full-time job and it can last up to 10 years. And any other tidbits?
Don't do it.
Do it on a weekend. I think that's what I would say, is do it on a weekend. And unfortunately, I couldn't take any videos while we were in there. If the horses were in the thing, you weren't allowed to take any video. I have 2 seconds when they were in there before they announced that. So all the other footage is from after.
If you're into horse riding, it's probably a really cool experience because you got to see the young ones and the older ones go. If you're not, then don't do it.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. If you're really, really, really into that, then it would definitely be cool. Tidbit is it is cheaper to book at the box office right there than it is to book it online. I think it was like €4 difference. If you're here on the weekend and you can manage to see the actual show, I'm sure that's probably pretty cool because they do some jumps and some other stuff, but the training is, you could miss. Okay, so even though this is a 24 hours in Vienna episode, we are going to go to 2 different places that you could do for lunch, or you could do one for lunch and one for dinner. So 2 different places. One's going to be Wiener Schnitzel and one is going to be a boiled beef. They're both like typical for here as like your classic dishes. We're going to start with the boiled beef. Let's go. This restaurant serves up only the best in their copper pots. Cattle is raised on traditional farms in the Austrian countryside. The beef is fed a specialized and balanced diet, resulting in a delicate marble of the meat. And let me just say, it was absolutely delicious. This one's got like sliced pancakes in it. I think I got the one with nothing in it.
I got the meat pie.
So Poppy's with the little pancake in it is really good. But Jack's that had the meat inside, the meat like melts in your mouth. It's definitely richer, but it's super, super good. I would definitely recommend getting it with one of those in it. This is what's in Jack's soup. So according to the paper, you smear the bone marrow on the toast. You have your meat and your 2 sauces. This one I think was a cream one, and this is like an apple horseradish. We got the cabbage and potatoes, and then there's the meat. Looks good. You like the soup? Okay, good. So now we're gonna go to option number 2 for lunch in case you're here. Granted, you could always do one of these for lunch and one of these for dinner, but I also have a dinner option that was very pretty as well, just to kind of see a little different area of the city. But let's go to option 2. This restaurant has 2 locations, and we would highly suggest going first thing if you do not have a reservation. We managed to get a table for right when they opened, but we did have to go to both locations to get one. We got the house special. That is their original recipe of more than 115 years. The pork Wiener Schnitzel is made from top quality local ingredients and pounded flat to 30 centimeters wide. We also got the famous potato salad as well as the mixed greens. Both were delicious. But back to the schnitzel for a second. It is a 250 gram cut of fine tenderloin, and each one is pounded by hand until they are razor thin. Then it is dredged in egg and flour before the finishing touch of breadcrumbs made from Kaiser rolls and then fried in oil. Oh boy, was it delicious. Okay, so this is one schnitzel, but they cut it in half for us, so it's usually huge. Poppy got french fries, the traditional soup with the pancakes. Yep. And then, this is the side salad?
Yes.
And then that's the potato salad. This is half a portion. Try. It's very good. How's yours? Very good. Good.
And the soup very good.
And the soup's very good. This is delicious though. The schnitzel was really, really good. There are 2 locations in case. Yes, and we split it, and I think that was the perfect amount for us. It was very, very good. What did you think of it?
It was good. It needs gravy.
What about the other one compared?
I think the food was probably better at the first one.
Really?
Yes.
I liked the schnitzel at this one really, like a lot.
I know, but that soup was...
The soup was good. I just
and
liked
Poppy
this
had the
one.
same soup, and the soup was not
The soup was better at the other one, I will say that. So I think depending on what you want, then go off of that. Okay, so typically we don't usually show you our rooms and when we do a hotel room, but we got upgraded to a suite and it's pretty darn sweet. Let's take a look. Just gotta show this real quick. The real highlight are these crazy amazing views of Vienna. That's pretty epic. And then you got this side. You can see everything. Wow. So amazing views, big bed. Over here, we got a pack and play because why not? Poppy can have her own little space. I guess this is your closet, but this is gonna be Poppy's room. And then we got a nice bathroom here. And then a living room, which I'll show you in a second because it's a mess. Okay, now we're gonna head to the church and look around. It's free to enter if you want to climb the stairs to go to the top. That costs money. I'll note below how much it costs, but let's go do that next. St. Stephen's Cathedral is a famous Gothic building in the center of Vienna. There is an elevator that will take you to the North Tower to see Austria's largest bell. Another option is to climb up to the Tower Room with 343 steps to see a unique view of Vienna as well as get closer to some of the cathedral's 230,000 roof tiles. And then, if you are brave enough, you can also take a tour of the catacombs, an underground burial vault. Now, for a little bit of history on the church. The first records of the church was constructed in 1147, but it didn't look like it does today. For example, the North Tower was not built until 1450. And then in 1945, during the final days of World War II, the wooden roof trusses burned, destroying a lot of the church. In 1950, they rebuilt the roof with light steel as well as the tiles. Okay, so it's raining and decently foggy. It is €7 to go up to the top. It is stairs. I'll note below how many stairs it is. You go up to the north. You go up the North Tower. The cool thing about going up the stairs though is that you get a lot closer to the roof, and the roof is absolutely beautiful. It was just going to be me doing it, and it's just kind of really rainy and windy today, so it didn't really make sense.
We're going to do a little exploring because our favorite wine comes from Austria, and we're going to try to find a bottle.
Yeah, if we do, we'll show it to you because it is amazing. But what did you just say about that church and how it looked inside?
It may have been the prettiest church I've seen in a while.
It was very, very ornate, but then the windows weren't as ornate as some. But I kind of liked that because kind of then made you focus more on the like carvings of the stone. But it was really, really pretty. It was darker inside. It was pretty. Let's go find some wine. We successfully got our wine, and we will be declaring it because we got a good amount. Now, if you're curious on what wine we were on the hunt for, it is this one. It is called Gütegau. I probably am pronouncing that slightly off, but it is an Austrian natural wine. Stephen and Eduard are the couple behind this amazing winery, and they restored a 17th century vineyard in Austria. The easiest way to find it is by the faces. They're pretty iconic on the bottles, and it is delicious. Just buy it and thank us later. If you've ever tried this wine, leave us a comment below and let us know if you've had it and which one, because we've tried almost all of them. They're amazing. Okay, so we were successful with getting the wine that we were looking for. Yay. Now for our last stop. Okay, wait, before I continue on with that. If you are over by the church as well, you can take a horse-drawn carriage that will kind of take you around the city a little bit. It said it was 60 euros for 20 minutes. I believe those prices could change a little bit, but if you're here for 24 hours, that's a great way to kind of get a little taste for the city. But now we are heading to the Belvedere Palace. The grounds here are absolutely beautiful, and it is a great place to walk around and explore, as well as if you want to be like me, and my one thing museum-wise that I had to see was Gustav Klimt's The Kiss, and that is located here. I knew I wasn't going to be able to drag these two along for a whole bunch of museums, but there are so many fantastic museums when you are here in Vienna that I would definitely add to the list. I will note some below in the description, but if you're gonna do one, do this one. And also, since we're here during the Christmas time, this is where our last Christmas market is. In case you're curious about the Christmas markets, go check out our video on the Christmas markets. I'll leave the link below as well. The Upper Belvedere Palace was built between 1717 and 1723, and it started as a ceremonial residence for Prince Eugene of Savoy. He was a big figure in the military, but Prince Eugene's actual residence was on the other end of the gardens, the Lower Belvedere Palace, which was built in 1716. So basically, the Upper Palace was all for show and gatherings.
Come back. It was sold out. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, so maybe change your day around and come here first, or at least come here early and get tickets so you can come back.
Or book in advance.
Or book in advance, true. We couldn't book in advance, but very least there's a Christmas market here, so we're not at total fault. This was the one thing I really wanted to do when we came here, so I'm really, really upset. Now let's talk dinner. In case you don't want to do one of the 2 lunch options for dinner, this is another fantastic stop. Not only is it absolutely beautiful inside, it looks like you're in a giant greenhouse, but the food was also absolutely delicious. I did trout over pasta with like a pesto and
pasta.
curry sauce maybe?
Like a pasta.
You got pasta with butter.
And I did beef bouillon soup and a side salad.
Now, if you're only going to be in Vienna for 24 hours, hopefully you will be there at least one night, because walking around this city is absolutely stunning. All of these beautiful buildings are lit up, and it was absolutely spectacular. So I would definitely suggest ending your night walking around town a little bit and just exploring. Till next time, get out and live a little.